Welcome back. I'm kind of getting used to these cats. Yeah. We've got cats, so the setup is a bit different. We put the plastic sheet and rug kind of things. Anyway, the topic for the video today. A friend of mine, Sheena, she does a YouTube channel, although in Japanese you can have a look. I put a link below, or maybe she can put the link in a comment later. She asked me what kind of exercise we can do in the current coronavirus situation, the COVID-19. After that, I had a look to check some videos, but the majority is on conditioning. I kind of had a doubt, is that actually the best kind of exercise we can do in this situation? Yes, when the space is restricted, keeping our functionality is very important. So yeah, that's beneficial. But when I make a video for this topic, I wanted to have a look from a different perspective. Coronavirus causes pneumonia when our body is not fit enough. Then what's going to get affected? Lungs. So I thought, well, we can use something like 1 minute training or high intensity training, HIIT, to increase the upper end, the capacity. We can boost the cardio by doing these training sessions. Then I thought, oh wait, maybe high intensity training is not so great for our immune system. So it's not that simple. I had a look at the articles available online, and yeah, I found something. I put a link below, you can have a look if you're interested in an original article. This guy did a comparative study on the difference, the effect on immune system between HIIT, high intensity interval training, and moderate continuous exercise. You might think like, oh, what's HIIT? I did videos in the past in a shape of 1 minute training. You can have a look at that. As a part of it, I also explained what the WHO explained to people, what's kind of minimal exercise to keep our health. That's 3 hours per week of moderate exercise. So I think they were thinking about these things. The result was, interestingly, moderate continuous exercise was way better for strengthening immune system. Yes, increasing lung capacity and also strengthening our cardio, making it really fit would help when we get sick. But then I thought, oh, wait. To begin with, we shouldn't actually get sick. So immune system is really important. So I guess it is important to actually do 3 hours of moderate continuous exercise. Outside, 1 hour of jogging 3 times a week, that would be sufficient just to keep the basics. You might ask me also, what's moderate? I would say I would use a math formula. Also, I've made a video on this, so you can have a look at that too. Basically, you limit your heart rate. You calculate using a formula to set the upper limit of your heart rate. The formula is 180 minus your age. So in my case, I'm 45 years old. So 180 minus 45, that's 135 BPM. That's my limit. So I would keep my heart rate below 135 all the time. Yes, if you can still exercise outside, you can do that, running or more like jogging, or ride a bike, but keeping the heart rate below that level, but not too low though. If it's too low, then there's not much training effect. If you are restricted to do the exercise indoor, I would do something like running on spot, or I would dig these aerobics videos online There are so many of them, so I'm pretty sure you can find these. The most important thing is to use big muscles like leg muscles and use these muscles with a big range of movements. That's going to increase the oxygen consumption and the heart rate is going to go up. I would still do some HIIT, high intensity interval training or 1 minute training though. Although it's good to strengthen our immune system through moderate continuous exercise, we can still do some high intensity training to gain the extra. If you don't do some extreme training to exhaustion, I'm pretty sure you're not going to damage your immune system. Yeah, if you run a marathon at the fastest speed as you can do, or do an Ironman or something, then of course our immune system is going to get damaged. I've been there, done that. I'd say 2 to 3 times of 1 hour jog, then 1 session of HIIT. That would be sufficient. Back to the topic of doing exercise at home. If you have to run on a spot at home, you might worry about your neighbors, especially your neighbor downstairs, because when you run on the floor, that could be a bit noisy. I would suggest you to land on your forefoot. That's going to significantly reduce the noise. If you land on your heels, that's loud. If you're still worried about the noise, you can use somewhere like staircase. Actually, running upstairs would be really good for HIIT anyway. Just to be careful, don't touch the handrails. Keep your hands away. If you're looking for some HIIT sessions online, you might find many Tabata style exercise videos. Many of them actually don't really follow what Dr. Tabata found out. They just use good old circuit training stuff with a fancy name, Tabata. Basically, Tabata training is VO2 max training, so you have to stress your cardio. To do that, you need to use big muscles, like running hard with knees really high and fully extending your legs, or riding a bike. So just don't get confused by these things. These are the tips for you. What have I been up to? Although my first race in April has been cancelled. So what have I been up to? Although my first race in April in Greece has been cancelled. Oh, actually not cancelled, it's been postponed, but yeah, it's going to be in October, so I won't be able to do it. And also other races could be cancelled too. I'm still training, and with a little bit of extra time, I've been doing some experiments. It could be a little bit too triathlon specific, but I will do a video. I know in the past I said that I was going to work on the video from Singapore. Yes, it will be there, but I thought it's more important to make this video so people would know what would be a better form of exercise. I'm not saying that all these exercise, doing strength training at home, that kind of things are not useless. I'm just saying that you need to give priority to certain sorts of exercise if you want to go through this situation. In the end, it's about keeping our health. Without health, we won't be able to enjoy anything. So that's it from me. I hope you find this information useful. I'm not a specialist in COVID-19, so yes, please leave comments below, especially if you're a specialist. But this is how I think from an exercise provider point of view. Of course, exercise is not everything. You have to eat well, sleep well, low stress, and avoid something obviously really bad for your lungs, like smoking cigarettes. Anyway, yeah, come. Yeah. Anyway, that's it from me. So, see you in the next video.